Ice Cream and Candy Company, founded in 1898, were the inventors of butter Brickle, and it was invented because they had an ice cream company and they used the butter Brickle to flavor ice cream or use it as ice cream topping. Well, the Finn brothers manufactured butter Brickle candy and the flavoring until the 1970s, when the company liquidated the butter Brickle trademark and formula were sold to a company called Leaf, which manufactured Heath candy bars. A remnant of the name remains in Heath Bits O' Brickle Toffee Bits, sold by the Hershey Company, which acquired the Heath assets in 1996. Butter Brickle flavor ice cream is currently sold by ice cream makers. The name Butter Brickle is still under license. And when they started making Butter Brickle at home is when they started using crackers. All right, guys, with this one, we're going to be making Brickle. And what I did was I took a bread pan and I covered it with aluminum foil, sprayed it, and then I put the crackers on it, but I put them salted side up. Then we're going to need 2 sticks of butter. We're going to need 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 tablespoon of vanilla. All right, we've just about got the butter melted down. So I'm going to go ahead and add 1 cup of brown sugar. Now once this just even starts bubbling a little bit, you want to turn on a timer, because you want to try to cook this once it starts bubbling. You want to cook it for at least, well, it calls for 3 minutes, but I never find it, necessary to do it that long. Sometimes you can do it for 2 to 2.5 minutes, but you just kind of have to wait until, all right, as soon as it starts bubbling a little bit, I'll bring you back. Okay, we're getting pretty close. I'm going to go ahead and set my clock, my timer, and let that get started. And I think we'll just do it for 2 minutes and then we'll just go from there and see how it looks. I move it around because I'm on a small burner and it keeps the heat from being right in the middle of a pot. Keep it stirred, keep it going. You do not want to let it burn. And I've got the heat on medium high. I don't ever put it on high because I'm afraid it'll burn real quick before it even gets done. It's just about ready. And I think that's what it's going to be, about 2.5 minutes. All right, I'm going to take this off the heat and we're going to add the flavoring and I'll be right back. All right, so now we're going to add the vanilla to it. Listen to the sound. Be really careful because this stuff is hot. All right, let's get our crackers over here and we'll start pouring her on. We want to take a offset spatula and you want to cover all your crackers as best you can. If you don't get all the way to the edges, it's not that big a deal. Preheat my oven to 400 degrees because we got to put this in the oven for a little bit. Whatever edges of the crackers you don't get to cover, you can just break them away at the end of it and just get rid of it. All right, she's ready to come out of the oven. There it is, all in its bubbling glory. All right, so now we're going to sprinkle chocolate chips all over it. And we're going to let those chocolate chips set for a minute to 2 minutes, I guess. And these are semi-sweet chocolate chips. Alright, we're just going to let that sit there for a minute, 2 minutes. I should cover it up to keep the heat in, but I'm not going to do it. Alright, so now it's been about a minute, so let's see if it's ready to spread. A little, could have used a little bit more. Like I said, don't worry about missing the edges, because you can always break them off and get rid of the extra crackers. Now, I chopped some honey roasted peanuts, and that's what I'm going to sprinkle on top. I just kind of cut them down so they weren't whole peanuts and they didn't look bad. Family members that I'm going to be giving these to, there isn't a whole lot on pecans or walnuts, so I decided to use peanuts. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're just going to set this back. I'm going to cover it and we're just going to let it cool off. And once it cools, it's going to have to cool all the way down. And when it's done, we'll be back. Alright guys, here it is. And I got a jar to put it in. See if we can't get it out and get her cracked. The only crack I like. Oh my gosh. Or kinda. Oh jeez. Can't believe I even said that. And you just break it up. Buttercup. Oh. Hey, I've had some people ask me why I don't try this on camera. Well, number one, I'm not supposed to have this kind of stuff. Number two, I'm the kind that if I get started, I won't quit. So I try not to get started. And I don't want to pretend I'm taking a bite, because then that would be fooling you guys. Then I'd end up feeling guilty about it. So I'm just honest and don't do it. Alright, here we go. Let's get her building this. And I got 2 of these jars just in case. See, me making stuff like this is how I ended up so fat. And the old part, God had that. I didn't have anything to do with that, God did. But the fat part cost me a lot of money. You know guys, back in the 1940s and 50s, when butter Brickle candy bars came out as a candy bar and not an ice cream topping, the radio and television advertisement was, got a nickel? Butter Brickle candy bars. And then when it was sold to the Hershey company and they started making their Heath bars, if you guys remember, the advertisement was, where do you hide to have your Heath? Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you try it. This stuff is amazing and excellent and a fantastic Christmas gift. People will fall in love with you for it. Thank you guys. This stuff will make your tongue hard.